Good morning. Welcome to A Message of Hope. I'm Pastor Mark. Nice to see you today. Thank you for all your notes about gratitude. I was overwhelmed with that, to see that. Gratitude can overcome everything, and just keep thanking God and looking around in your life and saying, this is what's really going on in my life, and it will overcome everything with the Lord's help. Today, I was thinking about a story that when I was 4 years old, for Christmas I got a pair of skis. My father, he had 5 sons, and he taught us all how to ski. And from the time I can remember, probably 5, 6 years old, we lived in the Bay Area. At 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon, he'd pick us up with a station wagon all full of the gear, and we'd drive up to Tahoe, and we had a rented place, and we would ski. And he was a tough teacher. Sometimes he'd make us ski with one ski and then the other, and to try to get used to the crud on the side, the hard stuff, and something that skiers always look for. It's like a wave rider's looking for a perfect wave that can curl over the top of them. Well, a skier is always looking for soft, untracked powder. That is the stuff to get to, and when you finally can ski it, by the time we were 14 years old, we could ski anything. And by the time I was 18, my father took one of us each year for 5 years straight to go helicopter skiing in Canada. So a helicopter would pick you up from the lodge in the middle of nowhere, and you'd gear up, and they would take you to the top of these glaciers and drop you off. And as soon as the helicopter left, you realize there's no lift lines, there's no getting out of there once you get in there, and it became a little bit frightening. And the thing that makes it the best, and the only way you could do it, is if you have a guide. These guides traveled those mountains, and they knew all the cracks and crevices. They traveled them in the summer. They knew the terrain, and they'd often get off the helicopter, get your gear on, and they'd say, okay, everybody stay to the right of my tracks. If you go to the left of the tracks, it meant big air. That's what a couple of them would say. And I remember getting off this, we were landing in a helicopter. It had been snowing for a couple of days. We're all excited because we know the snow was so great. And as he's landing in fog. And all you can see is this little landing spot. And the helicopter pilot is talking to the guide, and he's saying, I'm going to lay it down right here. And he lays it down, and he's got the blades really going, so the snow's getting out. And we all pile out, and you get down on your knees, and you get as low as you can, and the guide gets out, takes the skis, and throws them on the ground. And I've got my video camera, and I'm videoing this experience, and the cap from my video camera blew off, and it goes out about 10 feet, and I can see it about 10 feet out there. So all I'm thinking is I'm going to go get that cap, right? And so the bird takes off, and I took one move. I just looked at the cap, and I took one move, and the guide watched me, and as soon as I made that move, he said, stop. And I kind of looked at him because I didn't know, but you did everything the guide said, and so I stopped. And then I looked at it again, and then he did this. He just shook his head, and I'm like, oh, my cap, where am I going to get this in the middle of the... So we get our gear on, we ski away, and we're starting to go down the mountain. We go a certain length, and then the guide stops, and he goes, Mark. And I said, what? And he goes, turn around. And I turn around, and he points to the spot. He goes, there's your cap. And right where we were standing, there was a cliff that just went 1,000 feet. And he goes, it wouldn't have been worth it. And I just went, thank goodness for the guide. Today I want to remind you that you may not know you're in a precarious position. We may not know that there's a danger around us, but we have a guide, Jesus Christ, who lights our path and allows us to know where the safe way is to go all the time. So pray today that we can walk through any crisis, this COVID, as we start to come back together in a community, and that God would guide us the whole way. He wants to prosper you and not harm you. He has plans for us all. So God bless you today, and we'll see you next time. It's Pastor Mark.